Good day, everyone. So, I hope that I'll be able to discuss our lesson for today while I'm still recording this video. So, for today's lesson, we actually have um, two topics to catch up, and this is more on the organizing and creating an event proposal and plan, and also how you're going to market your event. So, for our first topic, this is our objectives. First is you're going to learn how to organize an event and you're going to know what to include in an event proposal and plan and to do a hands-on activity detailing the proposed event. So supposedly you're going to have an output for your midterms. You need to create an event actually, and I mean you're going to create a plan and at the same time you're going to execute that plan. So I think what you're going to do is more on the online output first. However, what you're going to learn today is you're going to apply this also on your on-site project or a face-to-face project where you have to create a face-to-face event as well. You know? So if ever we're going to have our face-to-face classes again, please take note all your questions and let's see if we can answer it. Or you can also message me on Messenger or you can also comment in our Google Classroom so that we can address all your questions. All right. So let's move forward with our next slide. So this is how you're going to plan an event. And I think this is the complete event planning guide. And these are the steps that you are going to follow. So first, you have to develop your event goal and objectives. And second is you need to organize your team. And third, you have to establish your budget. And you need to create an event master plan. And you need to set the date of that event. You have to book your venue. You also have to brand your event. And you also need to identify and establish partnerships or sponsors. Or you have to create a publicity plan at the same time. And you need to determine a day of processes. And lastly, although this is posted here that it's a bonus, but what you're going to do is you need to have a post-event review. So, looking at these steps, if you're going to create a plan, this should be in detailed already. So, like for example, when you submit your output or your plan, you have to put this in a Word file and on a short size bond paper. You have to print it out, and these are the subtopics that should be in your event plan. Okay, so you have to put in details as well. What are these plans that you have come up with? So let's move forward. Aside from establishing these kinds of steps, I mean, if you're going to put this in your event plan already, there should be a Gantt chart that must be included when you try to set your plans or your scheduled activities for implementing this event or for implementing your planned event. So what is a Gantt chart? So if you happen to work on your quiz or I mean your activity last time that you need to provide or you have to research about Gantt chart, this is what a Gantt chart looks like. So a Gantt chart is a type of chart that represents your project and plots tasks across a timeline. So it's one of the most commonly used project management tools where you can see a detailed task and a time bound task that you have to follow. That means once you are planning out to implement a task, there must be a duration, a start and an end, and at the same time, the execution of the next steps or the next tasks. Okay, so the typical Gantt chart format lists tasks vertically down on the left. If you can see, it's here. And while a timeline runs horizontally across the top of the chart, horizontal bars or Gantt bars, this is what we call Gantt bars when you look at the week 1, week 2, week 3 to week 4. Those are horizontal bars and it's also called a Gantt bars. So it represents each task progress, duration, and start and end dates. So a Gantt chart also shows milestones, assignees, and dependencies between tasks. Right. So if you happen to look on your assignments, if it is correct, that means you executed your assignment well. However, when you're trying to plan out your task, what I see or what I saw on your assignments earlier or last time, when you're plotting out or when you're trying to define the task, supposedly it should be based on the first task that you have to create up to the end. So it doesn't mean nga, like for example, hindi pwede nga ang second task mo ara sa pinaka-top sang imong Gantt chart. No, supposedly it should be done on a step-by-step basis, and the first step must be on the top of your task, or it should be on the first on the list. No, all right. So I hope you understand how to create a Gantt chart, and to give you a brief explanation of the components of a Gantt chart, here is the slide. So at its simplest, a Gantt chart consists of a list of tasks on the vertical axis, a timeline on the horizontal axis, and bars that represent each task. So the other elements, some Gantt charts have this kinds of diamonds, arrows, or any other shapes. So they provide more details. So knowing the basic concepts will also help you learn how to read a Gantt chart. So again, those on the left side of the Gantt chart is your task list. And on the middle part, where you can see bars on the horizontal bars, those represents your task on a timeline. And some Gantt charts also include shapes or a symbol that means it has these kinds of elements that includes your assignees or the people who has to do that task. In diamonds, especially if you're done with a specific task. Again, so there are bars, there are also arrows, and there are also date lines. And in a complex Gantt chart, or if you happen to see, or if you're using an app when you're trying to do project management, you can see that some of the Gantt charts has this kind of progress bar. And once you're done with a specific task on a certain date or on a certain duration, your progress bar also has its own color. And there is also what we call a critical path. So it is more on the sequence of dependent tasks critical to meeting the deadline, often the longest task sequence. All right. So moving forward. So when you're trying to create a event, you're also trying to create a business proposal. No? So an event planning business proposal is a comprehensive document that outlines the services you will provide for an event. Now, for example, if you are creating a company that provides event organizing services, so you have to create a business proposal in order for you to gain clients. Huh? So it is actually the business proposal signifies as your brochure or your marketing material in order for you to do a sales pitch. So, this event business proposal should represent you as an experienced, skilled professional that is uniquely qualified to execute this event. So, it should distinguish you from other event planners and establish you as someone the client can trust. That means your business proposal is a document that provides details about your own business if you're trying to create a event organizing business, or if you're a business planner and if you wanted to gain clients, you have to create your own business proposal for them. So what contains a business proposal? So, seven best practices for a good business proposal structure. Again, number one, it always start with a cover letter page. So later on my next slide, you will be able to see how you're going to format your own cover letter page. So a cover letter page is also a letter that you provide to offices, for example, or if you're trying to apply for a job, it is similar. It is a business letter. However, this cover letter page is more on the details is more on your business proposal when you're trying to pitch your own business as an event planner. So we also have here your business introduction, the description of the event planning services to be provided by you, an example of your work or your portfolio, your proposed budget, and your own policies or your terms. You know, when you're trying to create a business out of an event organizing business. So this is a sample of a business letter, and this is the format. No, so as you can see, there are parts of a cover letter. You have here a letterhead. There's also a date, the address, the salutation, the body of the letter, the complimentary close, and your signature. So again, this is how you're going to format your business letter. And the contents should be also in a formal format. I mean, the content should be emphasized with the related information that must be expressed on the letter. Okay, so that is how you're going to create a cover letter for your proposal. Here is when you're trying to create your letter, the content or the body of the letter should grab the reader's attention, show you understand the challenge, that means you know what the client needs, and that is already stated on your letter or on your cover letter. So you have to show you have the right solution for your client or for those you are trying to communicate with. You have to show your work and you have to tell them what's next. Okay. So an event plan or an event business proposal should also include a budget proposal. No? When you try to create your budget proposal, the expenses or the inclusion should be already included. And also, you need to put the total of the entire package that you wanted to show your clients. Here is also another example. If you are trying to create a budget proposal for two items or two packages. This is an example, but you have to outline what is the inclusions or the particulars when you're trying to set your budget, or if you wanted your clients to pay this much, what are the inclusions? You have to state it there. Right. Another is you also have to include in your business proposal an event planning contract. So if you're trying to create a contract, a list of your services should be provided in your contract. This is more on the legal aspect because contract is an agreement where your client and you as an organizer agrees to a certain term. There is also there should be a period or a duration of the contract as well, the payment schedule, and the terms when your client needs to cancel or terminate your services. Okay, so that is more on the event planning contract. And here, I just wanted to reiterate this because if ever you're going to create an event, especially if it's a school-based event, in school setting, you have to always start with a cover letter page again. You need to attach a detailed event implementation plan, and it should be noted by your instructor and should be approved by the program head, by the dean, the OSAS coordinator, and the college administrator. So whatever plans that you intend to implement, for example, for an online event that you need to do for midterms, you should be able to do this already. You should have done this already. However, if we're time constrained, maybe what we can do is to set the deadline after the exams, after the midterm exams, right? So that's how you're going to create your event plan. That is also how you're going to organize your plan before you implement your event. So moving forward, we're going to talk about the event marketing. So sorry if I think I am very fast, but this is the comprehensive lesson that I made for the two topics. Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me in our group chat or you can also comment in our Google Classroom. Okay. So for event marketing, let's first define what is event marketing. So event marketing describes the process of developing a themed exhibit, display or presentation to promote a product, service, cause or organization leveraging in-person engagement. So events can occur online or offline and can be participated in, hosted or sponsored. So designing or developing a live themed activity, occasion, display, or exhibit, such as a sporting event, music festival, fair, or concert to promote a product, cause, or organization. So this is more on doing your promotions and advertising, especially when you are done with your proposed plan. And once your plan is approved, you can already prepare for your marketing plan for your event. So whether it's the online or offline event, what you can do is to prepare already for your marketing materials or promotional ideas once you have already your plans approved. Okay. So the advantage of event marketing, this is the benefits or the advantage. It actually minimizes clutter in advertising media. It helps companies to respond to consumers' changing media habits. Sponsorships help companies gain approval for its stakeholders, enhance brand equity and image, increase consumer aware and and increase consumer awareness. It is also better chances of tapping target market of specific segments, regions, or lifestyles. Okay, so the purpose of event marketing is really to um, gain the engagement of your target audience. So whoever will participate or whoever needs to see your event, this should be or they should be targeted on your event marketing plan. So these are the factors that you need to consider in creating and sponsoring events. So if you're going to sponsor an event, for example, you need to know or to realize that there should be an image match up. So like for example, no a company with a different niche, and I mean a solicitor came to him and wanted to ask for sponsorship. However, that company has a different niche. Now they're selling, for example, cigarettes, and the one who is asking for sponsorship are the school setting, or I mean, they are in school. So if you're trying to look for a, I mean, if the school asks that sponsor, there's no image match up between that business and the academe, because we're not trying to promote their cigarettes, right? So I think it's not a good match up if you're going to look for a company that or who wants to sponsor you. So you have to know or you have to realize that whatever company you choose or you ask for sponsorship, they must be in line with the brand of your event, or they must be aligned with the school or the program that you're setting up. All right? So there must also be a target audience fit. Always remember who always remember to know the profiles of your target audience. And once you know the profiles of your target audience, you're going to match, or you're going to create a plan that is suitable for those kind of demographic profiles. So there is also a sponsored misidentification. If you don't know who is your sponsor, it can lead to misidentification of that sponsor. There should also be an alignment to other Marcom elements, and there should be an economic viability. Okay, so next slide. So event marketing steps involve in creating a promotional campaign for your event. So the first step is you need to set up advertising objectives. Now, what are the objectives of your campaign of a certain event? So why you want to advertise? What is your objective of advertising? What do you want to get through advertising? So here's an example. You want to advertise to create awareness about your event. You want to advertise to get sponsors and clients for your events, or you want to advertise to thank your sponsors and clients. So these are form of advertisement, but most likely, advertisements has or have a objective to create awareness, right? Step two is to decide your promotional activities. So, what kind of activity do you need to do? So, how are you going to promote your organizers, your sponsors, your clients, and your partners pre event, at event, and post event? No? So, you have to check it out if you're going to use mixed media. Like, for example, if you're going to use social media, what are the platforms that you need to post your ads? No, where are you going to post your ads? Is it more on TikTok? Is it more on Instagram? Or is it more on Facebook? All right. You can also actually check if do you need to have a radio ad, or if you need to set up a TV commercial or a video ad. So here are different examples from different companies. I think these are international companies who created an event for a certain product. So, like for example, Maybelline. So, Maybelline India's Superstay 14-hour lipstick was launched with a social media-driven activity in Mumbai. So, Maybelline is an international brand already, and it is also available here in the Philippines and in other parts of the country, or I mean, in other parts of the world. So, like for this example, is in India. So, they launched a product with a social media driven activity in Mumbai. And through a 14-hour countdown, people across the country were asked to tweet about things that finished too quickly using the Twitter handle hashtag doesn't last long enough. Okay, so as you can see, they're promoting a 14-hour lipstick that lasts on your lips, but their Twitter handle has this hashtag doesn't last long enough. So the more tweets or the more the tweets, the quicker the product would be revealed. So the responses were used to form the shape of the lipstick, which appeared on a large screen on the 25 feet high recreation of New York's Times Square. So an absolutely in your face revelation. See? So there are a lot of ideas that you can do. So this is just an example of how creative they made an ad for us. I mean, they created an event for promotion of a certain product. So this is also somewhat the same when you're trying to create your own events. How are you going to advertise it? How are you going to promote it? All right. Here is another example. So in Pepsi IPL, or the Great Indian Catch, again, this is an example in India. So Pepsi India had bagged the title sponsorship rights for IPL, and it had lined up several Uber campaigns last summer. So Pepsi's IPL campaigns had set the standards higher for the Indian digital industry. So one such example was the Great Indian Catch contest that utilized Google Maps and Facebook check-in functions. So when participating in the contest, the user had to log in via Facebook and give access to the application to action Facebook check-ins at different cities on the map of India as defined in the application. So combination of gaming and social media was a great way to engage one's audience. So Google Maps and Facebook check-ins made it even more interesting. So a fantastic idea coupled with brilliant execution had taken gamification to a whole new level altogether. So again, what they do is Pepsi India created a game. So wherever your audiences are, they have to check in via Google Maps and Facebook check-ins. So it's like a game where there is an interaction between your audience and the brand itself. All right. So we have here another. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this company, Tape A Tweet by Bourneville. So this is more on trying to study trying to study how they did a strategy for event marketing. So Bourneville had created a hashtag not so sweet. So hashtag not so sweet, asking users to tweet with it and describe overtly sweet situations around them, while people tweeted about the obnoxiously sweet habits they witness around them. The brand selected a few of them on the go, and these were converted into quick 1 minute funny videos. Now, can you imagine a person or an audience tweeted something and they converted it into 1 minute video. So the fact that this activity was conducted live is commendable, and the videos were scripted, shot, edited, and uploaded at an average time span of 20 minutes of a tweet that was selected to be converted into a video. So 20 such videos were uploaded during the day. Spontaneity in this campaign contributed to the huge success. So there is also consistency when they created this campaign, and it was effective because people use social media nowadays. And I think all the examples that I have given here utilize the power of social media. So if you happen to see, um, there are a lot of strategies that you can do when you're trying to promote your event. And it's really up to your creative ideas how you're going to do that. So, whatever event that you're going to execute in the future, whether it's online or offline, you have to be creative enough in order for you to attract your audience, in order to gather them and attend your event. Okay, so I have prepared a sample template of an event plan. You can check it out in your Google Classroom. I have uploaded it already. And I also have there an event planning presentation where you can also utilize. There is an example, but not necessarily that you have to follow it. You can edit because it is editable, but the topics, or I mean, how you're going to arrange it, it's like the same as that. All right. So again, you have to create an event plan for your online and offline event. So before you're going to execute those events, you need to create a plan. You need to have it approved by your instructor, and we're also going to have our program head, our dean, your OSAS coordinator, and the college administrator approve those proposals. So prior to implementation, we have to set our dates, we have to set our venues, and we're also going to set our concepts. Right? So after this video, you can already plan out your your plans for your online and offline event. So again, if you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to message me via Messenger, or you can comment in our Google Classroom. So happy learning, class. I hope I explained to you this brief presentation about how you're going to organize your event, how you're going to create an event plan, and how you're going to market your event. So again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you.